if you're on the East Coast, I trust that you are enjoying this wonderful weather, or wherever you are. I trust you're enjoying your day. Anyhow, I wanted to drop in real quick and just offer you a couple things to consider. I was out this morning for a morning run, given the nice weather. It's nice to be out there in shorts and not all bundled up. And I thought about a priest who is a very good preacher, Father Danella, who was an Oblate of St. Francis de Sales. He was based at Salesianum, Allentown College. Then he was down in Cape May at our Angel Star of the Sea church. And now I believe he's over in Rome. But Father Danella would always give a good message. And at the end of Mass, he would kind of circle back to that. And he would say, "So my friends, I want you to remain keenly aware." That was his line. And I think it was kind of an attention getter because, you know, when we're listening to a speaker, it's the words that draw us back sometimes. So keenly aware is not a normal term that we would hear a whole lot. So I was out for a run this morning and I was just thinking about, okay, this is cool. It's April, summer's here, spring's here. We're coming out of COVID. You know, what do I, Danny, need to kind of stay keenly aware of? Because as you see here in the description of this video, awareness precedes change. So anything that you want to change in your life, and you're the only one that can really do it. And we can't sit around waiting for somebody. You know, you don't wake up and there's a line of people saying, "Oh, let me help you change." That's not it. We've got to do it ourselves. So we've got to stay aware. Awareness precedes change. I learned that way back in my coaching program. So I'm running along this morning, beautiful day, and I'm thinking to myself, all right, what's some change I want to drive here in the next, couple of months through the summer as we come out of COVID? So the one thing for me was, my thoughts. Got to stay keenly aware of my thoughts. Some of you know I have that guy. I have a guy that shows up in my head. I call him ST, and it stands for shitty thoughts. And they show up. He shows up about my relationships and tells me bad stuff about my relationships. He shows up and tells me bad things about my business and my ability to write my fourth book and for it to be successful. He shows up and tells me bad things about my fitness and my exercise and everything else. So ST will show up. And I have to stay keenly aware of when he does and just acknowledge that he does. I mean, I'm human, you're human. We're going to have these shitty thoughts. We're going to have negative thoughts. Our brain is wired to keep us safe and keep us comfortable. So anytime we're outside of that, and typically change is outside of our comfort zone, how we engage with people, what we do in our fitness and our nutrition, that's not comfortable for us. Even if we want to stop eating junk food and start eating healthy, good thing, eating healthy is not comfortable. So a lot of times your brain will go, wait a minute, we're not used to this, and kind of retreat back. That's why it's so hard for people many times to change. So for me, it was my thoughts. And the other thing somebody said to me recently was, you are not your thoughts, you are the thinker of your thoughts. So it's kind of tricky, right? I'm not my thoughts, yet my thoughts are going to produce my reality. So my thoughts produce my reality. Aren't I my thoughts? No, you're just merely your thinker of those thoughts, and then they produce it. So you've got to back up a few steps and say, okay, how am I thinking? That's the whole part of being very keenly aware of that. So really monitor that little voice in your head. If you need help or anything, support, go out there and find how do I control that. For me, it's simply to acknowledge it and say, wait a minute, that's not useful. That's not going to serve me. That doesn't make me feel real good right now, so I'm not likely to take a positive action. How else could I think about this, right? About this person, this relationship, fitness, working out, whatever it might be. So for me, it was my thoughts. The second is to stay keenly aware, very much connected to that, is my health. My fitness, my health physically, my health mentally. Stay keenly aware of the food that I'm putting into my body, the alcohol, and the amount of alcohol. That's something I've certainly struggled with over the years, no question. Way too much, many times. And, I enjoy a glass of wine, I enjoy Guinness, I enjoy a cold beer. Stay keenly aware, Danny. Stay keenly aware, stay in control. And then the third one really is just to think, during COVID, it was very difficult to get out and see people. And now that's coming back a little bit. So for me to stay very keenly aware of who I'm interacting with. And, it's faith, it's family, it's friends. Certainly it's my faith too, but that's good. I'm good at interacting with that. But even in some cases, family, friends, sometimes our family, we love them dearly, but they're going through some of their shit. And we show up to support them as best we can. But sometimes we have to love them from a distance. and just let them kind of get through that, because that energy coming over to us is not what we need. So I'm not saying don't support them. Absolutely support them. And in some cases, love them from a distance. So stay keenly aware, my friends. Just think about 3 things. And yours may be a little different than those, but just pick 3 things that you need to be keenly aware of that are going to drive change. Now, how do we do it? The best way to do it, I think, is to write them down somewhere, review them. Here's the really 3 steps. When you wake up in the morning, think about, visualize your day. Play it out as if it's a movie in terms of those 3 things, right? Your fitness, your relationships, your thoughts, anything coming up throughout the day, business meetings that you have, maybe some difficult situations. Play them out, right? So now you're keenly aware of how they're going to play out. And then when you're in the moment, try to put the phone down, try to give yourself a little space, a minute or 2, before you enter into whatever you're entering into. So stay very, very present and very mindful as to what's going on. You know, if food and nutrition is something, be really mindful of it. Slow the hell down when you eat. Chew the food until it is mashed up, until you can't chew it anymore, and then let it go down, and just be with it. Be with it. And then the third is reflection. As you wrap up your day and you get ready, you know, for your head to hit the pillow, just reflect and be aware of how are you being aware. So those things. So thank you, Father Danella, for offering us the ability to stay keenly aware. Enjoy this weather. Take care. Peace.